I'm going to show how to install APT, Aperture Photometry Tool, on a Mac. First, we need a little bit of background, which is to know what version of Mac we're using. Currently, it's March 2020 and 2021. Sorry, it's March 2021, and the M1 chip came out from Apple, and so M1 chip and macOS Big Sur currently are not supported. APT is not supported when using either of those. So the installation process will apply to users that are using macOS. For Catalina, they have special instructions though. High Sierra, Mojave, and El Capitan, and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that process. Here I see that my version of macOS is Mojave, and the processor is an Intel processor. So all's good to begin with the install process. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a browser. So here I'm using Google Chrome, and I'm going to go to the Aperture Photometry website. And in the Aperture Photometry website, they have the links to their downloads page. They did an update to their webpage, so it looks a little bit different than it used to before. But here are all the appropriate things that are required for APT. Now, the first thing I'm going to show is for Catalina users. If you are a Catalina user, you need to install this. It says Legacy Java. So you need this version if you're on Catalina, and this is specifically for Catalina users only. I found something that was a little bit funny. The download doesn't quite work just by clicking on it. So I can't click the download for some reason, doesn't start. So from here on out, I'm going to recommend that you right click and you click Save Link As. Depending what browser you're using, it might say Save Target As. So when you click this, you'll notice well, this is the third time I try to do this install. I've been showing this demonstration quite a bit now, but I'm going to name it that, keep the original name, and I'm going to click save. I'm going to have it replace the original download that I have. But it says here it can't be downloaded securely. I trust this website. I trust the people of Caltech and NASA for this install. So I'm going to click on the options button, and I'm going to look for the keep option. I noticed for some browsers, this rather than saying discard says keep. So find the keep option and click on it, and you'll notice that the download happens then immediately. Okay. Now, if you're a Catalina user, then I'll recommend also that you show in Finder so you can see the actual location of the file, and you go ahead and give a double click to the file. Here you'll notice, because of safety concerns, the security concerns, Apple prevents this from being open just because it's not from the App Store. It's not one of the identified developers, so we have to give it permission. This is a modified Java 6 install. So I'm going to go to the Apple button and click System Preferences. And what you'll see when you open up System Preferences is this main window here. We're going to look for the image, the icon that looks like a little house, and it says Security and Privacy. So we'll give that a click. And we are in the General tab. Now on the bottom, you'll see here it says modified Java 6 install.pkg was blocked from opening. We want to open it, but first, to allow it to open, I need to unlock and authenticate this. So I need to type in the password for my computer. So I'll type in my password now. Oops, and I think I just misspelled that, so I'm going to erase this and try it one more time. And this time I got it. And we're going to go ahead and click open anyway. So we'll get this pop-up that looks similar to the pop-up we had earlier, but this time there's an open button. So let's go ahead and click on open. Now that I've clicked on open, we see here we have the installer for this modified version of Java. So this is specifically for Catalina users, and they have the README and the license information. So you can continue with the installation process here on out. But I'm going to go ahead and close out of this because I am not using Catalina. So this doesn't apply to me specifically. Now I will move on to what if I'm not on Catalina, right? So what would I need to use then? So if I Google legacy Mac and Java, we should find this link from Apple, and it's to download Java for OS X 2017-001. So this is the legacy Java 6. And this is the one that does apply to me. And I can confirm this is from Apple, right? Apple.com. I'll put this link somewhere that's accessible, whether it be in the description or somewhere around. And we click download. There's, again, I've done this demonstration before, so I'll just get rid of that -01. So you should see it like this with its original name. And we click on save, and in my case, I'm going to press replace. But there is no issue here, so I'm downloading the original file, right? And after it's downloaded, then I can go ahead and open this DMG file, and inside we'll see the PKG file. And so here then I would double click, and it will look very similar to the previous installer. And I click continue, and I read the README, go through the license information, and so on. I've already have Java installed on my computer, so I'm not going to go through this process again, at least on my machine. But I'll go ahead and move on to the next step. So up to this point now, if you're on Catalina, or if you're on any other operating system of Mac that's not Big Sur and that's not using the M1 chip currently, you should have now Java installed on your computer. We're going to go back to the downloads page of APT, and we're going to look here for the Mac regular sized GUI. What we're going to do is follow the same rule we did earlier. We're going to right click, and we are going to click save link as or save target as, depending on what browser you're using. And the name of the file you should have is apt version 2.8.4.dmg. I'm saving it right on my desktop just for ease of access, and I'm going to replace it just because I want to be, as complete in this example. And here it says, can't download securely. And so I need to do the same thing that I did earlier when I downloaded from the APT page. I click on the options button, and I click on the keep button. And so this will allow me to download APT. I want to see it in the Finder, and here we see my last 3 downloads, right? And I'm going to double click on the DMG that I just downloaded. So this is, inside this container is APT. Now you'll see here, I have some extra icons, and that's because I have the settings on my computer to show the hidden files, but most likely you will only see these 2 files, right? or these two icons. In the typical fashion that's done for installing on Mac, what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag this apt.app into the applications folder. So you saw the little icon spring up, and that's because I have my applications folder right on that dock. And but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my applications folder, and I'm going to look for APT. Most likely you're using the icon way to navigate. I will switch around between icons and lists. So here is APT. Now let's try to open APT. Uh-oh. It says APT is damaged and cannot be opened. You should move it to the trash. We're not going to move it to the trash. We're just going to click on cancel, and there's one more step that we need to follow. Before I do that, notice this is still open, and you might notice that you have an icon of APT on your desktop. Let's get rid of it before we move on. So I'm going to close this little window, and I'm going to look here on my sidebar. Here you see I have Java and I have APT, and these are the classic eject buttons. I'm going to get rid of both of these from my desktop, so I will no longer see them there anymore. And so I'll eject APT and I'll eject Java, so they won't be stuck on my desktop any longer. Okay. So what is this that I have to do in order to make my computer think that this is not trash? Well, I have to copy a line that's given by the folks at APT into my terminal. So I'm gonna go find the line really quick, and they have it here on in their frequently asked questions. I scroll to the bottom of the page, and there's this line right here. And so this line, as you see here, says you need to modify the extended attributes. And this is done just by copying and pasting that line into the terminal window. So my favorite tool on Mac, it's a keyboard shortcut where you press and hold the command button and tap on space, and you get this search bar. This is the spotlight search. It's so neat. And this is one of my favorite features that I use on the Mac so very often. Here we go. So I'm going to look for terminal. And you see, this is the terminal app. So I can go ahead and double click on the terminal app, and it'll open up terminal. My terminal looks a little bit different than your terminal just because I use my terminal a little bit more frequently, so I added some colors to it. There's a little bit different functions that it has, so you'll see some different words than what yours says. But one thing that we should all have in common is that most likely it shows your computer name there. So what we have to do now is we have to copy and paste this line. Says sudo and all of this, so we're just going to copy this, and of course I'm going to put this line somewhere either in the description or somewhere that you can access it, and copy and paste, and now I'm going to hit the enter button. Now look what happens here. It says password, and but look what happens as I press keys. I'm hitting random numbers right now, and nothing's appearing on the screen. This is one of the security features in terminal, so you're okay. I'm gonna hit enter. So if you type in the incorrect password, this is what you'll see. It says, sorry, try again. So this time, let me try putting the correct password. All right, I got the correct password. It didn't tell me, sorry, try again. And this password is the password for your computer. Okay, I am now done with terminal, so I can quit terminal. And now let's go back to our applications folder, and let's try that one more time. Let's try to open up APT. I double click it, and I see the splash screen. Right now I'm using 2 monitors, so I wasn't able to show you the splash screen as it appeared. But this is it. I have APT open. So now if I want to look at FITS files, I have to click on Open Image, and I can click on some FITS files and click Open, and it will open. And that is how you install APT on Mac. Thanks.